Hi, I'm Veronica Brandon Miller.
And I'm Kelly Davis Strasbaugh.
Thank you for joining us. This is Goodwill, Minnesota's Good News,
where we get to share with you all the good that's happening in our community.
We have an awesome show planned, but first, I want to thank everyone who goes into their closets and donates your unwanted items to Goodwill.
And shops at any of our stores.
Yes, if you donate or shop, you actually help us to create jobs for those who have barriers to employment.
And a barrier could be anything from lack of transportation, lack of work history, lack of education.
Oh, and our veterans returning into the civilian workforce. Any of these barriers, we're able to help them with.
And last year, we helped 520 veterans reintegrate into the workforce.
And we can't do this alone, and that's why we have two fabulous people here who help us with our mission in changing lives through the power of work. We will be talking with attorney Bill Robertson, CEO of Kirk Pinkerton Law Firm. And also
we have retired Colonel Linda Gould, who is here wearing two hats. She's representing the Patterson Foundation and the Sarasota Military Officers Association as well. So thank you, Linda.
You're welcome, thank you.
Well, now let's talk about someone who is very prominent in the community and one of the most amazing men I've ever met. Attorney Bill Robertson, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I want to talk about the relationship that Goodwill works with you. And you have a fabulous radio show, so why don't you talk about how we came to be a part of your show?
Just by way of background, I'm an attorney and a fifth-generation attorney. Also extensive military history to my great-great-granddad, who was a Confederate colonel. My granddad was a artillery commander at World War I, and my dad was a combat wounded veteran in World War II and an attorney. So we at the firm have always been predisposed to community service, and we created a scholarship fund for veterans who are reintegrating, where we pick up some scholarship needs to get them back educated and reintegrated. And so once we created the fund, we decided, well, how do we determine which veterans were deserving and in need? So that's where we collaborated with Goodwill. And this has been a couple of years now where you guys vet the vets, so to speak, for us and bring them to us. And we were able to meet some needs. And we finally said, you know, we need to do more with you guys. And so I've been doing a radio show on WSRQ for 2.5 years called Let's Talk Law, which is every Friday from 4 to 5. And it talks about legal topics and things of that nature. But we started a show a year ago in March where we feature veterans' issues once a month, the last Friday of every month. And so Goodwill Minnesota brings us veterans who have financial needs. They bring us veterans who are looking for employment. And I'm also on the board of the CEO Forum here in this region, which is about 100 CEOs of businesses here. We feature one of our CEOs as well. And so we try to collaborate and put veterans with businesses who are hiring. We also try to meet financial needs of the veterans. And people don't realize what a big gap there is between discharge and when they're back on their feet. And so we try to plug that gap and help them when we can with financial needs, employment, and just basically networking to help veterans get back in our society. And I sit here as an attorney. I get to talk on the radio for free in a free country because of what veterans have done for us, like Linda and others who put their lives on the line to allow me the freedom of speech, which I so enjoy in this country.
And you do it so well.
Why, thank you.
Yes. But it's wonderful what you do. And every veteran that we have brought on your show, 100% of the veterans have found jobs. So we applaud everything you do to help Goodwill, but also this community. I mean, it's great. So.
Well, it's a great community, and I love this place. I have 4 kids, and it's a great place to raise a family, and couldn't do it without the veterans who give us the rights to do that. And people don't appreciate. I heard it the other day at the Memorial Day service about the fact that they put their chest between the bullets and our freedom, and that's what the truth is. And people forget that, and they don't have any idea what it is to step up and stand on the line and on the wall, so to speak, to allow us to have the freedoms here without fear of all the things everybody outside this country does. People die to come to this country because of how great it is, and that's because the veterans give us these freedoms.
Well, and then because of that show, you helped create SERVE, which is Special Emergency Resources for Veterans. So how about talking about that?
That's great. This is kind of on the fly, because as we started seeing the needs as they would come on, we feature a financial need of a veteran every month that's identified, whether it's rent or a car payment or something like that, and we collaborate with Goodwill. And by the way, the donations go to Goodwill, they're tax deductible, and their checks are actually paid to the creditor, the car payments or what have you. but we saw there was an emergency need for funding. Might be a Friday afternoon when a veteran walks into the facility and needs some money for something. And so we decided that we needed to create an emergency fund that could be administered by Goodwill for those in need. And so myself and Steve Hall and a couple of others actually seeded the initial fund in a bank account and give the discretion to Goodwill and CJ at Goodwill to spend and pay for veterans' needs. But we need more. And I think we've raised about $10,000 so far since we started the SERVE fund about 3 or 4 months ago. All of it's been used. In fact, it's been depleted as we sit here. So anybody who wants to contribute, we'd love to have you. And so we now want to really ramp up our efforts to fund that and endow that fund that will live on long beyond Bill Robertson and SRQ and Let's Talk Law. So we have if you want to talk about what we're doing, the roundup coming up towards Memorial Day, or excuse me, Veterans Day, we can do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, in order to fund this, we've asked for veterans, or our listeners to pay, or CEOs to contribute, and everybody stepped up, but Veterans Day is November 11th. And so for 30 days leading up from October 11th to November 11th, we're going to have a roundup program. And everybody's been to a store before where when you check out, they say, well, would you like to round up for a particular cause? And it's basically the patrons saying, yes, I'd go the next dollar, and that money is accounted for and put in the fund. And I know Goodwill does that at its stores for its folks. And so Bob, and when we talked about this, let's do a roundup for veterans. And so our hope is to raise $250,000 through a roundup program starting October 11th through November 11th this fall to endow that fund that can be used to pay the emergency needs for these veterans, because we run through the money really quickly.
So I'm just going to reiterate how awesome you are. So you bring veterans on your talk radio show and help find employment for them. Then you created a special emergency resource fund for veterans called SERVE, and 100%, if you donate to this program, 100% of the proceeds or the money goes to the veteran. So there's no overhead, nothing. It's 100%.
Correct.
And you did that. And now you're also helping to raise more awareness through this Roundup program with numerous restaurants 30 days before Veterans Day.
Yep. And we're looking forward to it. We're working with the Manatee County Chamber of Commerce, the Lakewood Ranch Business Alliance, the Restaurant Association, and we have other folks signing up for the Roundup program. We're also working with the software providers at the point of sale to be able to do the accounting. It's pretty simple, and it's 100% goes right to the fund. There's no administrative overhead, and it's not the it's the people at the checkout doing that. We've all done that at the different stores. Can you want Roundup to do this? And it's going to be really great. So we're hoping by the time Veterans Day rolls around to have $250,000 in that fund. The other thing we do is help Operation Second Chance, which is the wounded warriors in our region here who do an amazing job. Kevin Kinney and the others who bring those kids down here from Walter Reed who are single, double, triple amputees who are 100% disabled. Those guys are amazing, and those female vets and male vets who are really injured. And the PTSD, which is now prominent as well, they're involved in this and helping those guys as well. So there's so much need out there. We could use as much money as possible, but we're just trying to create vehicles to meet those needs as they arise, and I think the Roundup thing is going to be a tremendous opportunity for this community, Sarasota, Manatee County, to step up and do what's right by our veterans.
Do you have a job?
I do practice law. I've been practicing for 31 years, and I do personal injury and wrongful death cases, and I handle anywhere between 100 and 150 cases at a time, and we have a number of BP claimants and do product liability claims, and running a law firm, and I have 4 children, and I'm married 28 years, and other than that, I don't do anything.
Well, sleep is underrated.
It's overrated.
Overrated. Yeah,
But it's my pleasure.
Well, thank you for everything you do, because what you're showing too, anybody can make a difference. Anybody, and you've changed so many people's lives. And again, 100% of the veterans that go on your show find employment. So we applaud you.
And in addition to helping people find jobs too, you're helping them find out about Goodwill's Veteran Services Program, because it's so hard nowadays to reach those veterans. So you've been really proactive in helping us spread the word about that. We love you for that.
Thank you. Well, I was just driving home the other day, and there was a veteran on the side that had a sign saying veteran need to, and I stopped over, and I don't give money. I handed him a veteran's card from Goodwill, Minnesota, and said, we help vets. So that's what you can do, because that's why we work through you to vet the vets. It's kind of corny, but to make sure that those folks really are in need and they're really at their desperate straits, where it's really a funding source of last resort, that we can get them up on their feet, back in the community, and where they should be.
Yep, and all of the veterans through the SERVE program have to be working with
Correct.
the Veteran Services Program. So it helps make sure that they, it's the people in need, and we're getting it to the right place. So it's just been really great. We love the partnership.
Yeah, it's been great. It's I'm excited about what we're doing. It just keeps getting bigger, and it's getting the grassroots. It's snowballing. It's going to be really good.
Why don't you talk about how people can reach you to find out more information about either SERVE or your talk show?
I'm at Kirk Pinkerton. I've been there for 32 years now, and kirkpinkerton.com is our website address. 364-2400 is our number. Just call me anytime. My cell phone's 374-9008, so I'm happy to talk to anybody. One of the things we do as lawyers as well,
But he's been married for 28 years.
is to help people from a legal standpoint, is to explain people's legal rights so they understand what they are. I can do a free consultation for anybody when they call and explain their legal rights so they know what's going on. And even if I don't take their case, I'll at least educate them on what we can and can't do for them, so it's not such a mystery. That's one of the reasons I started the show, was to dispel the mystery of the legal system so people would understand what it's really about.
And I applaud you for doing that, because I was in an accident, and literally you don't realize what happens to you, and just having a friendly face or a voice to talk to say, what are my rights? I was at a red light, and so, and I know you donate so much of your time, especially to our veterans. So again, thank you. Thank you for everything you do.
You're welcome. My pleasure. It's my honor. And Linda, thank you so much for your service. Anytime you see a veteran, thank them for their service. That means a lot to them. If you see them sitting at the table, pick up the tab, give back, because they give everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we're talking about helping veterans find employment. And you were talking about our veteran services. Well, Goodwill, Minnesota has a resource guide for veterans. And this is a fabulous booklet that you can go online, experiencegoodwill.org, and find out, let's say you're looking, you need to know more about the veterans benefits or housing or some kind of guidance. Definitely, I implore you to go on experiencegoodwill.org, which leads us into our next wonderful guest, who's amazing.
As we mentioned, we have retired Colonel Linda Gould with us today, who's wearing many hats. They're invisible at the moment, but she's wearing them. They're there. So Linda, thank you so much for coming. We love having you, and thank you again for your service as well. Welcome. And so we just started a really great partnership with you all for the flag drop-offs. And so anytime you go into a Goodwill store or a donation center, you can drop off an unserviceable American flag. And so the partnership was mainly for today, Flag Day, for the celebration. I'll let you tell us about that, but we are collecting them all year round. So if you have an unserviceable American flag, please drop them off at your nearest Goodwill. We know there's one near you. So Linda, can you tell us a little bit more about that program?
Absolutely, and thank you for being a repository for our American flags, because as you drive through the community, sometimes you want to stop and knock on doors and ask them to please treat Old Glory with respect. It actually all started with my one hat with the Patterson Foundation, where the core of their military initiative is Patriot Plaza, as you know, which is a 2,800-seat amphitheater that was built at Sarasota National Cemetery. And the Legacy of Valor campaign, which led up to the community dedication and then the Veterans Legacy Summit National dedication of Patriot Plaza, really formed a tremendous partnership within our community, and Goodwill, Minnesota was such a strong and amazing partner. It ties back to the jobs, because Goodwill, Minnesota and Career Source Suncoast partnered with the Baltimore Orioles and the Patterson Foundation to do 2 different jobs and services fairs. So we thank you. I thank you as a veteran for all that you've done, and I thank Bill also with his radio program. It's exciting to know that 100% of veterans are getting jobs through that. But what we have also, one of the main partners throughout was Military Officers Association of Sarasota. That's my other hat. I'm on the board with them, have been a member for many years. One of the things that they did within Legacy of Valor was the American Flag Initiative. The Sarasota school system wrote a 10-lesson plan curriculum for our 4th and 5th graders to learn the protocol and history of the American flag. They did, I'll hold this up, our community brochure on the flag, which we hand out at any events that we're able to so that people can learn more about them and how to treat the flag with respect. And one of the ways is to retire them properly by turning them over either to Goodwill or a veterans organization like American Legion. And then Military Officers Association, as the third part of that initiative, was about retiring the flag. But why not do something amazing and be the first community partner to host an event at Patriot Plaza? The Sarasota National Cemetery hosts Memorial Day service, Veterans Day service, and Race Across America. But the Military Officers Association of Sarasota is partnering with the Pops Orchestra of Bradenton and Sarasota. We have a man named Vane Scott, he's already here in town, who travels the country, dresses in colonial costume, and tells the history of the American flag. He's got many replicas of the flags. It is amazing. And so I think I don't know if we have that, but we've got this out in the community talking about it. Flag Day is Sunday, June 14th. It's also the Army birthday, absolutely, today. Today, Sunday, I gotcha. And so we would hope that if anyone doesn't have any plans for this afternoon, that they'll come out. The program is from 6 p.m. to 7:30. And we are going to have the history of the American flag set to music, so it's a free concert, as anything that would happen out at Patriot Plaza is. And then we're actually going to do a formal retirement of the flag out there. The Girl Scouts of Gulf Coast, Florida are involved. American Legion Post 159 out of Venice is doing the color guard. Lots and lots of community volunteering. Goodwill is going to have their Veteran Services team out volunteering, helping. They'll bring their Goodwill Veterans Resource Guides out. So we're very excited about that. So.
And also, you were talking about you can drop off your unserviceable flags at Goodwill. And actually, we are handing these out.
You are.
For anybody who's interested, because it is fantastic. And I applaud MOA for doing this. It goes into specifics what you should do to respect the flag. So yes, we're handing these out for free. We're handing these out for free. Actually,
pretty much everything.
Yeah, it's pretty much
except the clothes.
right.
Free.
But for those viewers who don't know about Patriot Plaza, could you talk about the history of how it came to be because of the Patterson Foundation?
Well, the Patterson Foundation's history goes all the way back into the 1800s when Joseph Medill helped to get Abraham Lincoln elected to president, helped form the Republican Party. But Abraham Lincoln, I don't know if you know, is the one who actually formed the National Cemetery Administration. Thought there was a place where widows and orphans needed to go and reflect and visit their loved ones once they had passed in the line of battle. But the family goes back to the newspaper and technology business, and they had a side of the family in Chicago and the side of the family in New York, both of which served in the military. So when the Patterson Foundation opened its doors in 2010 and started with 9 different initiatives, they had looked for a way to honor veterans and honor the military service in that family. So they decided, why not build something at a national cemetery. It's the first ever partnership between a private foundation and the National Cemetery Administration, which is part of the Veterans Affairs, so a government entity. The first time a private foundation's been allowed to pay for the construction and donate something on a national cemetery in the entire United States. There's 132 national cemeteries at this point. This was the first one that was not paid for raising money through grassroots. And so it's a 2,800 seat amphitheater. It's got a rostrum that can seat a 55-person orchestra, which you can come out and see that later this afternoon with the Pops Orchestra. It's got amazing artwork. The Sarasota National Cemetery has wonderful volunteers and also guides that work with the Arts and Cultural Alliance of Sarasota to get specific training so that they can give tours out at Patriot Plaza on the artwork. They do that every Tuesday at 10 a.m., or you can call and schedule a tour. We also work through Ed Explore, the Arts and Cultural Alliance does, so that school children can also go out during the school year, summer, anytime that someone would like a tour of Patriot Plaza. But it is quite a jewel in our community and our region.
Beautiful.
So.
Absolutely beautiful. And when you're talking about the artwork, it's beautiful. I can't even go.
Well, so much of it is based on photography. So while you do have an artist rendition of what they think is important and symbolic, like the 7-foot eagles that are on one of the entrances, the different mosaic that shows the beginning of someone's career all the way through on the front of the rostrum, you also have just amazing artwork with the photographs that are set in marble that go all the way back to the Civil War, all the way through today. And we've had visitors that have been in some of those battles that were depicted, whether it was Vietnam or Korea. We're also getting tremendous stories. The Patterson Foundation puts out a newsletter every other month, the Patriot Plaza Freedom Front and Center, that is open to anyone that would like to receive it. And we try and tell some of the stories of how meaningful it is when people have gone out to visit it.
Now, how can people sign up for this?
Well, for Patriot Plaza, they can go to learn more about it, patriotplaza.thepattersonfoundation.org. If they'd like to schedule a tour, they'll go to the Arts and Cultural Alliance. Any chance that they would like to have an event out there, it just has to be free and open to the public. It has to honor veterans, and it has to be in keeping with the dignity of where it's located. But we're excited. We think Spirit of 45 is going to host something out there in August, and so we're hoping that the community will learn more about the fact that it's not just a wonderful place to visit, but it's a wonderful place to host all different events. Some of our schools have talked about high school graduations being out there. But so the Patterson Foundation, and then for the Military Officers Association, which has links to all those, it would be the SarasotaMOAA.org website. So.
And it's fabulous. And I encourage everybody to go on those websites to find out more information. And also, when you're on the Patterson Foundation website, any kind of activities like tonight, the Flag Day celebration, but putting wreaths on the tombstones around the holidays, all that, it's very, very educational, so definitely.
And Bill and I have talked at length before about how Sarasota, we are such a veteran-centric community. I mean, if you take a look at all the resources we have, the great people like Linda and Bill who are doing such great things for our veterans, and Goodwill, how we're able to help people find jobs, it's really inspiring, and it makes you feel like you're able to give back to these people who have given us so much. And we really appreciate you all being here and helping us with that and helping us share that message. Again, we were talking about the websites as a great resource. The Sarasota Military Officers Association website has many resources as well. If you, for some reason, don't have a Goodwill near you, first of all, let us know. We'll make sure there is a Goodwill near you. But also, there are other locations to drop off your flags. And we mentioned that one flag is going to be retired tonight at the ceremony. The other flags will be distributed to different various veterans organizations in the community so they can retire at their own ceremonies. So, and again, that's all year round. We want to collect those unserviceable American flags for the proper retirement.
And go on experiencegoodwill.org to find out more information about anything we discussed today.
If you want to be awestruck, watch the veterans when they salute the flag at the Patriot Plaza. And you'll see what that flag means to those people who fought for that flag.
So we have about 5 minutes left of our program, and thank you to our guests for giving me the perfect segue. So if you're planning on going to the event tonight at Patriot Plaza, you might need something red, white, and blue to wear. So this segment is called Fabulous Finds in 5 minutes, but we're not going to say the 5 minutes part because it sounds cuter. Fabulous Finds in 5. So we're going to show you 2 outfits, and it's not who wore it best, because I work with both of these lovely ladies. It's who paid less. So both of these outfits are from Goodwill, and if you look up on the screen, you'll be able to see them. And so we have some, on the left, we have Veronica modeling a Ralph Lauren top. She's got a Chico's skirt. She's got some accessories. And on the right, we have Kelly from our office, who is wearing a Banana Republic tank top and a Ralph Lauren white cover-up and some gray Ann Taylor capri pants. So if you had to take a guess, who paid less?
I'm going to say Kelly on the right.
Okay.
I'm going to say Veronica on the left.
Okay, so we've got a divided
And they're both
house.
fabulous.
Yes,
by the way.
aren't they
That's
great?
fabulous.
I know, and all from Goodwill, and I love looking at the designer brands. So, drum roll, please. Who paid less? It was Veronica. Her outfit cost under $24, and of course, when you pay at Goodwill, they'll ask you if you want to round up, like we talked about earlier. So we encourage people to do that. So Kelly's outfit was it was a close match. I did that on purpose, to try and trick you guys up. So her outfit was around under $29. So that's our and in the future, we'll bring on home decor items. We'll show you also what you can find at Goodwill. So that was a fun little segment we wanted to lighten it up a little bit. We'll do a special men's segment too. We'll do a special men's segment for you in the future, Bill. But again, thank you guys so much for coming on. We hope everyone will join us tonight.
Absolutely. And going back to the fabulous finds, I am wearing my outfit that I'm wearing tonight. I didn't wear the hat because then I would ruin my hair. But, and actually, this had the tag still on it.
Of course. And
So
it was
the Ralph Lauren
I think
tag.
you said around $6.99 for the top. I mean,
$6.99. And I rounded it up.
of course. Yeah. Would you like to round up? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, you look great.
Thank you.
Goes without saying.
Thank you.
But you look amazing.
And I know everyone who's coming tonight is going to wear something from Goodwill, and they will look fabulous. And again, every time you donate
Or shop.
we are able to create jobs for those who have barriers to employment.
And it's just so great. Style is, giving back never goes out of style. So it's easy to shop at Goodwill. You save money. You help reinvent your own style, which is our 2015 campaign. You can reinvent the life of someone else. You can help us put these veterans to work with the help of great people like Linda and Bill. And you're just doing such great things in your community just by shopping and donating. It's a win-win. And you'll look great. And you'll
Yes.
feel great.
Yes, and then you get to meet wonderful people like Linda and Bill who have come to Goodwill through various, helping with our veterans program, serving both on our veterans task force, helping to create a better community and reintegrating veterans back into the civilian workforce. So, any new things coming up at Goodwill in the store?
Yes, we are going to have a 4th of July sale. We're also having an event, and we'll talk more about this next show, but we have an event coming up June 25th. It's a family-friendly block party with Whole Foods and 106.5 CTQ. And make sure you stay on top of all of our events and sales and our free classes through our Good Neighbor program. You can visit our website, experiencegoodwill.org. So we'll expect you all to write that down, but you can find our events there, everything that's happening in the community that we're a part of, and you can also find the podcast for the show if you happen to miss one weekend at 9:30 on Sundays on SNN right now. So if you happen to miss the show, please make sure you follow up with us. And we love hearing your comments. We love hearing the things that you love about Goodwill. We also love seeing the pictures that you have to post and the fashions that you find, and any ideas for helping us reach more veterans. We love that information.
Facebook?
And Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Hashtag reinvent yourself, tag us. We love hearing from our fans.
So again, thank you to everyone who tuned in today to Goodwill Minnesota's Good News, where we're sharing what's good in the community with you. And again, thank you, retired Colonel Linda Gold.
You're welcome.
And Attorney Bill Robertson, both
Not
of you.
retired.
Oh, no, retired.
Still working.
4 kids.
Looking for work. Yeah.
Thank you so much for everything you do for the community, and everyone enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
And we'll see you tonight.